Day 11, and I am not yet in workout gear because I am going from the office to the streets. I gotta go change and then get running. I get so excited for these last days, the day before rest. And I tell you what, it's a real change in my outlook on life. So I gotta go put my 4.4 in, and I think I'm gonna start playing with the formula a little bit. There's not really a lot of places for me to run around my immediate house, which is kind of a bummer. But I think I might need to start doing a little more exploration, maybe next week. And part of the reason I'm feeling that way is because I didn't wake up early to do any of my runs this week. I should have been waking up around 5 and going out. But a couple of things, I was traveling, and then yesterday I didn't feel like it, and then today I didn't feel like it. Also, we sort of negotiate workout times. My wife and I, we always switch on and off who's gonna wake up and go work out. And those are just the joys of staying in shape with a baby. If you wonder why having kids might make it more difficult to stay in shape, it's because your time is no longer your own. So anyway, because the baby's with his nanny, I get to go and work out, do another lunch run. I'm gonna go do that, and then I will see you again to talk about how it went. Hopefully nothing to report. That's what I hope. No news is good news, so I'm gonna go get it. I feel really bad. This is one of the hardest. And it's weird because that third day, I was literally limping on my way back. When I stopped to walk, I couldn't walk. And for some reason, it's harder now than it was then. And I guess there's a real difference between your physical and mental capacity. And so even on day 3, my physical capacity was sort of beat, but my mental capacity was still really strong. And so I guess that the answer is to get stronger mentally. There you go. And with that being said, I'm gonna get back to it. Feels so good to be done. And I struggled out there. I really did. But it's a great feeling to know that I don't have to run again for a day and a half. And I thought we'd celebrate by coming out here in the great outdoors, and I've also decided to wear my glasses. I don't think you guys have seen me in my glasses yet, but this is me unfiltered. No cap, no contacts. Oh, y'all. Today, when I got back from my run, I did what I typically do. I sit down and I check my work log, my work email, my work calendar, just to make sure that there's nothing pressing before I go to shower and get ready to jump back into the day. And I saw that there was a meeting that had started at 1, a very, very important meeting, which caused me a great deal of stress because I had run until 1:30. Now, thank goodness, that meeting that started at 1 was actually on Wednesday. I had just forgotten that today was not Wednesday, it was Tuesday. But my endocrine system really ramped that fight or flight response up even after I was done running. So it really took a lot out of me. But it got me thinking about discipline and self-discipline and the main difference between the two, and how things like football, things like discipline as a child, and even things like a higher form of rigid discipline, maybe something like the military. I'm not sure if that's a good application, but I was thinking about those strict forms of discipline versus the looser form of self-discipline. And here's what I feel like the main difference is. If I were playing football and I was half hour late to a meeting at football, there would be an immediate consequence. But the immediate consequence would be bounded. So infraction, immediate consequences, but I would know what the immediate consequence would be. And I would also know the progression of consequences. So I would know that the first time you miss a meeting, you run. Second time you miss a meeting, you run more. Third time you miss a meeting, that's when you start to lose trust. That's when you start to get your position on the team is put in jeopardy. But what's so insidious about corporate life and the current modern form of discipline as it applies to everyday life is that I could have missed that meeting or been late to that meeting, and I would have no idea what the consequence for that would be. I wouldn't have to run. I wouldn't get fired. There wouldn't really be a consequence. However, I could have been in line for a promotion that I never knew about, that no one ever talked to me about, that my boss was just starting to think about, and that would have taken me out of the running. Or I could be put into this box in my boss's brain, don't trust him. And it's really hard. Once you're in that box, there's the corporate world is filled with cogs and different places to take your spot. So I could get into that box and never be able to get out. And I'm talking never be able to get out, because it's hard to move around. You know, you don't want to move around too much because you want there to be an upward arc, and there's only so many upward steps you can take. And a bird in the hand is worth way more than two in the bush when it comes to a job. So what, am I going to quit my job to find another one? I don't know. Am I going to find another job that pays as much as my current job? I don't know. And so there's all of these intricacies, all these variables that you can't really comprehend. And that's why self-discipline is way more important than exterior discipline. That's why things like football, things like discipline as a child, that's why that's so important, because the stakes don't get lower, they get higher, and the stakes get harder to read. Also, just one more thing, I know I'm just talking to myself, but one more thing. All those bad things could happen, or nothing could happen. It's such a gamble. And it's such a gamble that you might feel like gambling every once in a while. Like, even, I might miss this meeting because there's only a 20% chance something bad will happen. And that's really bad economic thought, because even though there's a 20% chance, the bad thing happening is 100 times worse than having to run some laps. So if you guys are gamblers, you can do the quick table stakes on that and realize you should not take that chance. So those are my thoughts. A lot of thoughts. So many thoughts that we're not going to get to the big board or anything like that. I just thought I'd spend some time out here in beautiful weather. It really is beautiful running weather. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I am probably going to start asking for people to leave likes soon. I don't know. I'm not in the YouTube sphere enough for it to really matter, but I do appreciate it. And comment what I can do. I want to interact, comment what I can do for you. If you guys have any pursuits like this, any public offerings, let me know, and I will try to engage. Alrighty, y'all. Have a good one.